Ladies and gentlemen, let me speak directly to your soul tonight. Life is not always the picture-perfect dream we imagine. Sometimes it feels like walking barefoot on broken glass, every step a painful reminder of the struggles we face. But here's the thing, pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. And the sooner you accept these truths, the sooner you'll find your way to peace, purpose, and happiness. Truth number one, not everyone is meant to stay in your life. This is one of life's most painful lessons, but it's also one of the most necessary. We walk through life forming connections, creating bonds, and investing our hearts in people. Some of those connections feel so strong, so unshakable, that we can't imagine life without them. But then life happens. People change, situations shift, and sometimes those who were once the closest to us slowly drift away. It feels like betrayal, like the ground beneath you has cracked open. But here's the truth, not everyone is meant to stay in your life, and that's okay. People enter our lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And the tricky part is we often don't know which one it is until time reveals it. The friend who stood by you in high school may not fit into your world today. The partner who once felt like your other half may now feel like a stranger. It's natural to want to hold on to what was, to fight to keep the connection alive. But sometimes holding on hurts more than letting go. Understand this, when someone leaves your life, it doesn't mean the time you spent with them was wasted. Every person you meet serves a purpose. They teach you lessons, challenge your perspectives, and shape the person you're becoming. Even the painful departures have value. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the goodbye, they all force you to grow in ways you never would have otherwise. But the danger comes when you refuse to accept their departure. Imagine holding onto a rope that's being pulled from the other side. The tighter you grip, the deeper it cuts into your hands. This is what happens when you try to keep people in your life who no longer belong there. It's not just painful, it's damaging. You exhaust yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually trying to recreate a connection that's no longer meant to exist. Letting go isn't about giving up on people. It's about respecting the natural flow of life. It's about understanding that some people are here to teach you something, to guide you through a specific chapter, and then move on. Their role in your story is complete. And that's not a bad thing. It's a sign that your story is evolving, that new chapters are waiting to be written. But here's where it gets tricky. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you erase the memories or pretend they didn't matter. It means you cherish the good moments, learn from the bad ones, and move forward with gratitude instead of bitterness. You see, when you cling to someone who's meant to leave, you're not just holding on to them, you're holding yourself back. Think about it this way, every goodbye creates space. When you let go of someone who no longer aligns with your journey, you make room for someone who does. You make space for new opportunities, new relationships, and new growth. But you'll never experience those things if you're too busy clinging to what's already gone. And don't get me wrong, letting go is not easy. It's messy, it's painful, and it takes time. You'll feel the sting of their absence in the quiet moments and the memories that resurface unexpectedly. But with time, you'll also feel the relief. You'll realize that their departure wasn't a loss, it was a gift. A gift of clarity, of freedom, of a new beginning. Here's what you need to understand. Not everyone can handle the person you're becoming. As you grow, as you change, some people won't know how to fit into your new life. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're wrong for growing, and it doesn't mean they're wrong for staying the same. It just means your paths are no longer aligned, and forcing them to stay will only create tension and unhappiness. So let them go with grace, with love, and with the understanding that their absence doesn't diminish your worth. You are still whole, still worthy, and still capable of building a beautiful life. Their departure is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life, and that's one of the hardest truths to accept, but once you do, you'll find a new kind of freedom. A freedom that allows you to focus on the people who are meant to stay, the ones who uplift you, inspire you, and walk beside you through every season. Those are the relationships worth fighting for. And they'll only come when you're willing to let go of the ones that no longer serve you. Let go. Trust the process. And remember, the people who are meant to stay in your life will stay no matter what. Truth number two, you can't control everything. We live in a world where control feels like safety. We plan, we prepare, and we strategize, believing that if we can just hold the reins tightly enough, we can guide life exactly where we want it to go. But life doesn't work that way, does it? It has its own rhythm, its own flow, and no matter how hard we try, some things will always remain out of our hands. You can't control everything, and coming to terms with that is one of the most liberating realizations you'll ever have. Think about the countless hours you've spent worrying, trying to manipulate outcomes, trying to force people or situations to align with your expectations. How much of that effort actually worked? How much of that stress led to peace? Probably very little. Control is an illusion we cling to, and the tighter we hold on to it, the more it slips through our fingers. Life is unpredictable. It's filled with moments of joy, sorrow, triumph, and failure, and none of those moments follow a script. The sooner you embrace this truth, the sooner you'll find the peace you're searching for. Let's break this down. You can't control what people think of you. You can't control the actions of others. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the timing of opportunities. But here's the good news: what you can't control is more powerful than all of that. You can control how you respond. You can control the energy you bring to each day, the effort you put into your goals, and the attitude you carry through every high and low. Let me ask you this: how often do you find yourself frustrated because things didn't go as planned? Maybe you worked hard for something only to see it fall apart. Maybe someone let you down or betrayed your trust. In those moments, the natural reaction is to try harder to control, to fix, to force, to fight. But sometimes the best thing you can do is to step back and let life unfold as it's meant to. That doesn't mean you stop caring or that you don't put in the effort. It means you learn to release your grip on outcomes. It means you do your best, but you don't tie your happiness to whether things go your way. Because here's the truth: peace doesn't come from controlling life. It comes from trusting it. Imagine standing in a river. If you try to hold back the water, you'll exhaust yourself. But if you learn to move with the current, you'll find that the river carries you. That's what letting go of control feels like. It's not giving up, it's finding a rhythm that allows you to flow with life instead of fighting against it. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. Letting go of control is hard, especially when you care deeply about something or someone. It's painful to watch situations unfold differently than you hoped. But here's the thing: sometimes what you think is a setback is actually a setup for something greater. When you release control, you open yourself to possibilities you never could have imagined. Take a moment to think about all the things you've tried to control in the past. How many of them worked out exactly as you planned? Probably not many. But here's the beauty: even the things that didn't go your way taught you something valuable. They shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for what's next. Control is rooted in fear: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But living in fear robs you of joy. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of anxiety and frustration. When you let go of control, you let go of that fear. You step into a space of trust, where you can embrace life for what it is, not for what you want it to be. So how do you let go of control? Start small. When something doesn't go your way, instead of reacting with frustration, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Shift your focus from what you can't control to what you can, your mindset, your actions, your resilience. And remember, letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you understand that your worth, your happiness, and your peace aren't tied to the things you can't control. They come from within, from knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength to handle it. You can't control everything, and that's okay. Because the truth is, you don't need to. Life is not about perfection or certainty. It's about learning, growing, and trusting the journey. Let go of the need to control, and you'll find a freedom that brings you closer to the happiness you deserve. Truth number 3: failure is part of success. Let's talk about failure, not the polished, sugar-coated version we hear in motivational quotes, but the raw, gut-wrenching reality of it. Failure stings. It's the rejection letter you didn't expect, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, the business idea that didn't work out. It's the voice in your head whispering, you're not good enough. But here's the truth: most people won't tell you failure. Failure is not the enemy. It's the building block of success. Every person you admire, every story of triumph you've ever heard has failure written all over it. Think about it. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends we revere, they all face setbacks, disappointments, and defeats. The difference? They didn't stop when they failed. They used it as fuel to keep going. But let's not romanticize it. Failing hurts, it's embarrassing, it's disheartening, and it can make you question everything. You might feel like the world is watching, waiting to see you crumble. And in those moments, it's tempting to give up, to tell yourself that success just isn't meant for you. But that's the biggest lie failure tells you, that you're not capable. Failure is not a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. Every time you fall short, you're one step closer to the person you're meant to become. It's not the end of your journey, it's the lesson that prepares you for the next chapter. Success is not about avoiding failure, it's about learning how to rise after each fall. Think about the first time you tried something new, a sport, an instrument, a skill. You weren't perfect, you made mistakes, and you probably failed a lot. But you didn't stop. You practiced. You learned. And eventually you improved. That same principle applies to every area of your life. The problem is, as we grow older, we develop a fear of failure. Society teaches us that failing is something to be ashamed of, that it's a sign of weakness. But the truth is, failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of your courage. It means you tried. It means you stepped outside your comfort zone and took a risk. And that alone is something to be proud of. Here's the harsh reality: you're going to fail. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. And every time you do, people will watch, some will judge, some will even root for your downfall. Let them. Their opinions don't define you. Your response to failure does. What separates successful people from the rest isn't that they never fail, it's that they refuse to let failure define them. When they fall, they don't stay down. They get up, they learn, and they keep moving forward. They understand that failure is not a dead end, it's a detour to something greater. But let's be real, bouncing back from failure isn't easy. It takes resilience, grit, and a mindset that refuses to quit. It takes the courage to face your mistakes, to own them, and to use them as tools for growth. It's about seeing failure for what it really is, a teacher, not a tyrant. Failure teaches you what doesn't work so you can discover what does. It pushes you to innovate, to adapt, to think differently. It strips away the illusions of perfection and forces you to confront your true self. And in that process, it makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for success. Remember, failure is temporary. The pain, the disappointment, the self-doubt, it doesn't last forever. What does last is the lesson it teaches you and the strength it gives you. Every failure is a seed planted in the soil of perseverance, and with time, it will grow into something extraordinary. So, the next time you fail, don't see it as a setback. See it as a setup for your comeback. Take a moment to feel the sting, but don't stay there. Get back up, dust yourself off, and try again. Because every time you do, you're rewriting the story of your life. Failure is part of success. It always has been and always will be. Embrace it. Learn from it. And use it as the foundation for the greatness that lies within you. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about having the courage to fail, learn, and keep moving forward. That's where true strength lies. That's where success is born. Truth number 4, happiness is an inside job. Too often we search for happiness in the wrong places. We look to people, possessions, or accomplishments, hoping they'll fill the void inside us. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I buy that car, when I find that relationship. But here's the truth, that most of us resist happiness doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. Let that sink in for a moment. Happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you create. It's not out there waiting for you in the next achievement, the next purchase, or the next person. It's already within you, waiting to be unlocked. But to find it, you have to stop looking outside yourself and start looking inward. Here's the harsh reality: if you rely on external things for happiness, you'll never truly be happy. Why? Because external things are temporary. People change, circumstances shift, material possessions lose their shine. If your happiness depends on those things, then your happiness will always be fleeting, always out of your control. Think about it. How many times have you achieved something you thought would make you happy, only to feel empty a few weeks or months later? How many times have you bought something new, only to feel like you need something else to feel fulfilled? This is the cycle of external happiness. It never lasts, and it always leaves you wanting more. True happiness, lasting happiness, comes from within. It comes from self-acceptance, from gratitude, from living a life aligned with your values. It comes from letting go of the idea that you need more to be happy and realizing that you already have enough. But let's be real, this isn't easy. We live in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough, that we need to do more, have more, and be more to find happiness. Social media shows us curated highlights of other people's lives, making us feel like we're falling behind. Society pushes us to measure our worth by our achievements, our possessions, or our relationships. It's no wonder so many of us feel unhappy. To break free from this cycle, you have to make a conscious decision to stop seeking happiness in the external and start cultivating it within yourself. And that starts with gratitude. Take a moment every day to appreciate what you have, no matter how small it may seem. The roof over your head, the food on your plate, the air you breathe, these are blessings that millions of people long for. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you'll find that happiness begins to grow. Next, you have to let go of comparison. Nothing steals joy faster than comparing your life to someone else's. Remember, what you see on the surface is never the whole story. The person who seems to have it all may be battling struggles you can't see. Focus on your own journey, your own growth, and your own happiness. Another key to finding happiness within is self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics, beating ourselves up for every mistake, every failure, every shortcoming. But here's the truth, you're human. You're going to mess up. You're going to fall short. And that's okay. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. When you do, you'll find it easier to be at peace with yourself, and happiness will follow. Happiness also comes from living a life true to yourself. Too many of us spend our days trying to meet the expectations of others, sacrificing our own dreams and values to gain approval. But living for others will never bring you happiness. Take the time to figure out what matters most to you and build your life around those things. When you align your actions with your values, you'll find a deeper sense of fulfillment. Finally, remember that happiness is not a destination, it's a journey. It's not something you achieve once and for all, it's something you cultivate every day. Some days will be harder than others. There will be moments of sadness, stress, and struggle. But even in those moments, you can choose to find a glimmer of happiness, whether it's in a kind word, a warm meal, or a moment of quiet reflection. Happiness is an inside job. No one can give it to you and no one can take it away. It's yours to create, yours to nurture, and yours to protect. Stop chasing happiness in the external world and start building it within yourself. Because when you do, you'll discover a joy that's unshakable, unbreakable, and truly your own. Truth number 5, not everyone will like you, and that's okay. One of the hardest lessons to learn in life is this: not everyone will like you. No matter how kind you are, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much good you bring into the world, there will always be people who disapprove of you, judge you, or reject you. And as painful as that truth may be, it's one you must accept if you want to live a truly happy and authentic life. Let's face it, being disliked hurts. It stings to feel misunderstood, unappreciated, or excluded. We're social beings wired to seek connection and acceptance. But when you base your self-worth on the approval of others, you give them power over your happiness. You allow their opinions to dictate your value. And that, my friend, is a heavy burden to carry. Here's the truth: no matter how hard you try, you cannot make everyone like you. You could be the sweetest, most genuine, most selfless person in the world, and there will still be someone who criticizes you. Why? Because other people's opinions are not about you, they're about them. Their likes, their dislikes, their insecurities, their biases, and trying to shape yourself to fit their mold will only leave you exhausted and unfulfilled. Think about it. How many times have you bent over backward to please someone only to feel unappreciated? How many times have you held back your true thoughts or feelings to avoid conflict? How many times have you dimmed your light to make someone else feel comfortable? And after all that effort, did it ever truly make you happy? The truth is, the more you try to make everyone like you, the more you lose yourself. You start to silence your voice, compromise your values, and sacrifice your dreams just to fit into a mold that wasn't made for you. And in the end, the only person you end up disappointing is yourself. You weren't put on this earth to please everyone. You were put here to live your life, to pursue your purpose, to embrace your uniqueness. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. Because the people who matter, the ones who truly see you, appreciate you, and support you, will love you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. Here's the harsh but liberating reality: being disliked is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply a reflection of your individuality. When someone doesn't like you, it doesn't mean you're flawed or unworthy. It simply means you're not their cup of tea, and that's okay. Because you weren't meant to be everyone's favorite. You were meant to be authentically you. So how do you stop seeking approval from others? It starts with self-acceptance. Look in the mirror and remind yourself that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to change who you are to fit someone else's standards. Your worth isn't determined by how many people like you, it's determined by how you feel about yourself. Next, let go of the need to explain or justify yourself to others. You don't owe anyone an explanation for who you are, what you believe, or how you choose to live your life. The people who truly care about you won't need one. And the people who demand one don't deserve it. Another important step is to surround yourself with people who celebrate you, not criticize you. Life is too short to spend it trying to win over people who don't value you. Focus on building relationships with those who uplift you, who see your worth and who love you unconditionally. And finally, embrace the freedom that comes with not needing everyone's approval. When you stop trying to please everyone, you start living for yourself. You start making choices that align with your values, your passions, and your dreams. And that's when you truly begin to thrive. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's liberating, because the moment you stop seeking approval from others is the moment you take back your power. It's the moment you start living authentically, unapologetically, and joyfully. So let them judge, let them misunderstand, let them walk away if they must. Because at the end of the day, their opinion of you doesn't define you. Your opinion of yourself does. And when you embrace who you are, flaws and all, you'll find a peace and happiness that no one can take away. Truth number 6, you can't control everything, and that's okay. Life is unpredictable. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much effort you put in, there will always be things beyond your control. The weather will change, people will act in ways you didn't expect, and circumstances will shift in ways you couldn't have predicted. It's frustrating, isn't it? To work so hard to create a life you want, only to have it derailed by things you can't control. But here's the truth you need to embrace: you can't control everything, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's liberating, because the moment you let go of the need to control everything is the moment you set yourself free from unnecessary stress, anxiety, and disappointment. Let's be honest, most of us spend a lot of energy trying to control the uncontrollable. We try to manage other people's opinions of us, we obsess over outcomes, and we worry about things that haven't even happened yet. And in doing so, we rob ourselves of peace and happiness in the present moment. But here's the thing: trying to control everything is like trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how hard you try, it will slip through your fingers. The harder you squeeze, the more you lose. Life is fluid, ever-changing, and unpredictable. The more you fight against it, the more you'll struggle. The key to finding peace in this truth is understanding what you can control. You can't control the weather, but you can control how you dress for it. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control every obstacle life throws your way, but you can control your mindset and your actions. It's about shifting your focus from what's outside your control to what's within it. Because when you focus on what you can control, your attitude, your choices, your efforts, you take back your power. You stop wasting energy on things you can't change and start channeling it into things you can. Let's take a moment to acknowledge something important. Letting go of control doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you give up on your goals or stop striving for a better life. It simply means you accept that not everything will go according to plan, and that's okay. It means you trust that. Even when things don't unfold the way you expected, you have the strength and resilience to adapt and move forward. Think about the times in your life when something didn't go as planned. Maybe it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, or an opportunity that fell through. At the time, it probably felt like the end of the world. But looking back, you can see how those experiences shaped you, taught you, and led you to where you are today. Sometimes the things you can't control are the very things that lead you to what you need most. Letting go of control also means letting go of the fear of uncertainty. Yes, the unknown is scary, but it's also full of possibility. When you release the need to control every detail, you open yourself up to opportunities, experiences, and growth that you never could have imagined. It's not easy to let go. It takes courage to accept that you can't control everything. It takes faith to trust the process even when you don't understand it. But the reward is worth it. Because when you let go, you create space for peace, joy, and freedom in your life. Here's how you can start. 1. Focus on the present. Worrying about the future or dwelling on the past won't change anything. The only moment you can control is the one you're in right now. So be present, breathe, and take it one step at a time. 2. Accept uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and that's what makes it beautiful. Instead of fearing the unknown, embrace it as a chance for growth and discovery. 3. Trust yourself. You may not be able to control everything, but you can trust that you have the strength, wisdom, and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. 4. Let go of perfection. Life isn't meant to be perfect. It's meant to be lived with all its ups and downs. Embrace the imperfections. They're what make life real. 5. Surrender to what is. Sometimes the best thing you can do is let go and trust that everything is happening for a reason, even if you can't see it yet. You can't control everything, and that's okay. What you can control is how you choose to live in the face of uncertainty. You can choose to let go of fear, to embrace the unknown, and to trust the journey. Because life isn't about controlling every detail, it's about living, growing, and becoming the person you're meant to be. Truth number 7, time is your most precious asset. Don't waste it. If there's one truth that hits hard, it's this: time is fleeting. You can make more money, you can build new relationships, and you can gain new opportunities, but once time is gone, it's gone forever. Yet so many of us live as if we have all the time in the world. We procrastinate, we waste hours on distractions, and we put off the things that truly matter, thinking we'll get to them later. But here's the reality: later is not guaranteed. Tomorrow is not promised. The only time you have is now, and how you use it will determine the quality of your life. Take a moment to think about how you've been spending your time lately. How many hours have you given to things that don't truly matter? How often have you scrolled through social media, watched mindless TV, or worried about things beyond your control? Now think about what you could have done with that time you'll never get back. The truth is, we often take time for granted. We act as if it's infinite, as if we have all the time in the world to pursue our dreams, build meaningful relationships, or create a life we're proud of. But deep down, we know the clock is ticking. And every moment we waste is a moment we'll never see again. This is why time is your most precious asset. It's more valuable than money, more valuable than possessions, more valuable than anything else you can earn or achieve. Because time is the currency of life, and how you spend it is how you spend your life. So let me ask you, are you spending your time on the things that truly matter? Are you investing in your growth, your dreams, your relationships, or are you letting it slip away on things that don't add value to your life? The harsh truth is that many of us spend too much time on the wrong things, chasing validation, worrying about other people's opinions, or dwelling on the past. And in doing so, we miss out on what's truly important: the present moment, the people we love, and the dreams we're capable of achieving. But here's the good news: it's never too late to change how you spend your time. No matter how much you've wasted, you can start making better choices today. You can start prioritizing what truly matters and letting go of what doesn't. Start by identifying your priorities. What are the things that truly matter to you? Is it your family, your health, your dreams? Whatever it is, make those things your focus. Give them your time, your energy, and your attention. Next, eliminate the things that drain your time without adding value. Whether it's toxic relationships, mindless distractions, or unnecessary commitments, let them go. Your time is too precious to waste on things that don't serve you. And most importantly, learn to live in the present moment. Too often we spend our time either worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. But the only moment you have is now. The more you focus on the present, the more you'll realize how valuable your time truly is. Remember, time is not just about hours and minutes, it's about how you live. It's about the memories you create, the impact you make, and the legacy you leave behind. So don't wait for the perfect moment to start living fully. Don't wait for someday to chase your dreams. Don't wait for tomorrow to tell the people you love how much they mean to you. Because one day you'll look back on your life and realize that it was made up of all the small choices you made with your time. The time you spent laughing with your family, the time you spent working on your dreams, the time you spent being present, grateful, and alive. Time is your most precious asset. Don't waste it. Spend it wisely, invest it in the things that truly matter, and cherish every moment you're given. Because in the end, how you use your time is how you create a life worth living. These truths aren't here to break you, they're here to set you free. Yes, they're harsh, but they're also liberating. When you accept them, you unlock the door to a happier, more fulfilling life. So stand up, face them, own them, and then live your life like it's the masterpiece it was always meant to be. The stage is yours. Go make your mark. Thank you.